Good evening, one and all. Namaskar, namaskaram, vanakkam, hegidira, kaifalak, kaise ho tum sab log, aap sab log. Good evening, Ram Kishore. Good evening, Anshika, Rampa, Madhu, Naveen. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Good evening, Snoopy. Good evening, Ekta. Same here. Jai Hind, Taran. Suryansh. Good evening. Nishi, Chaitra, XO Girl, Abhi Shiva, Krishna Priya, Anjali, Navyashri, Rohit Shahapure, Kanishka, Ayush. 12th student, what are you doing here, man? Pranam, Yukta, Prachi, Subhansh. All right, people. So welcome to another week of current affair compilation. So today we are going to see the news from 24th to 30th July. So some topics, I know many of your concern has been that some topics are remaining from like little bit from our first session, which I have tried to inculcate in the subsequent sessions, and as well as a few topics here and there. Very less. But don't worry, all of this will be taken care. One or the other way, it will be taken care. So don't worry about the backlogs because it will get added up in the subsequent weeks. All right, people, let us get right into it. So this is obviously to download the class notes for free. Enroll in the free batch of weekly current affairs by Nikhil Ram Sir. Link is in the description. Here in this particular video, you will find it. All right. So another announcement is, so I'm also teaching public administration in English. In English means the PowerPoint will be in English. The explanation, that will be in English plus Hindi. Mostly it will be 70 to 80% in English, 20% in Hindi. Because obviously if you're going to write the answer in English format means obviously then that is a demand. All right. So that is the thing. The admissions are open. Already a batch is going on now, which had started on 30th June. And now we will be carrying the next batch, set of batches will be starting in November. So if you're planning to join, do it. Ashvik, I know you're 8th standard. You're showing your mental maturity in the comment section. Thank you very much. This is my official Telegram channel, people. Any doubts that you have, you can ask it over here. All right, people. Anyway, if you want to contact me also, you can do it over here. Taking the discussion further forward, topics from the week. Aparajita, Women and Child, West Bengal Criminal Laws Amendment Bill 2024, Odisha Crime Rate POSH. As usual, we can see that the first three topics is directly to do with women. I'm telling you again and again, from the society section, a woman-related question is definite this year. You're definitely going to get it. There is no doubt about it. This year, next year, every coming year. Because of the plight of women in our society. Trade deals. We are talking about the India-UK trade deal, President's Rule and Manipur, Action and Reaction, Mangroves, Informal Borrowing, Supreme Court Delimitation, Manual Scavenging, Currency Swap Agreements and Rolling Over Treasury Bills, FDI Scare, Altermagnet, Android and Earthquake, NISAR, finally one-liners and public administration. This is what we will be seeing today. Aparajita, Women and Child, West Bengal Criminal Laws Amendment Bill 2024. Two things we have to understand here. First of all, this bill, when it was introduced in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly, it was passed unanimously. That means no opposition. This bill was passed following the very brutal rape and murder of the doctor from RG Kar Medical Hospital. So basically, they passed a bill or a law which had very strict punishment forms. Very strict punishment in the sense that a rape is reported. Let us say a rape is committed. It will be capital punishment. Earlier, it was left to the judiciary. Whether you want, that is either it will be capital punishment, which means death, the death penalty, or it will be life imprisonment. The choice was left to the judiciary. But this particular bill, what it tried to do was, it tried to make things so strict and so severe that once normally, when a bill is passed by the state legislative assembly, it has to go to the governor for assent. Governor, instead of signing on the bill, what he did, he straight away pushed the bill to the president. President, after obviously looking into it, president also had certain reservations about the certain clauses in the bill. One such clause was changed to the section 63 of the BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, death or life imprisonment. That is, death or life imprisonment it is. But the West Bengal bill wants to give it what? Death only. That is, if a woman is raped, the only punishment is death. There is no life imprisonment, nothing. This is the straight point right there. So it went to the president. President also said, sorry, certain provisions you need to change. So from the assembly, state legislative assembly passes a bill, then normally it will go to the governor. Governor can give the assent, withhold the assent, all that is there. Very rare cases only, when a fundamental question of law or a constitutional issue is there, governor may refer the bill to the president, which happened in this particular case. President also, after going through the provisions of the bill, when you say president, please understand it will be basically the prime minister and the council of ministers who will be going through the provisions of the bill. They basically found that they are not okay with certain provisions. President returned the bill for reconsideration. Governor also has sent it through the governor. It has now gone back to the state legislative assembly for reconsideration. So I am not going to discuss, purposefully I won't be discussing the provisions of the bill. It is not necessary now because we need a finality. What will be the final decision that is going to be taken? That is what we need. And how much more is it going to be different from the existing criminal laws in our country as far as rape is concerned? All right. Moving on to our next topic. That is, one may feel, oh, is it only West Bengal? Is West Bengal the only state that is notorious? Or is Odisha the only state that is notorious? Observe, 2 held in Bihar over rape of police aspirant in ambulance. Somebody who went to take part in the physical test of Bihar military police. She developed certain health issues during the physical test. They called an ambulance. She was placed inside that ambulance. She was in and out of consciousness. She was raped inside it. Just think about it. You go to apply for a job, for a government job, for a police job, and you are raped. What about this? Well, this is basically this photo images of a film producer, a female film producer from the state of Kerala, a state that takes pride in its high literacy rate. Most of you will be very familiar with that. Kerala, sir, 100% literacy, sir. I still don't understand what is the joke there. Any which ways. The point here is, the state takes pride in its literacy rate. The state takes pride in its education or women empowerment. But ultimately, a lone film producer, she's the only female producer, not the only one, there are others also. But whenever she goes to the meeting of Film Producers Association, one or the other comment she always has to hear about the dress that she is wearing. Tired of hearing such comments, she decided to go for a simple form of protest. And what was that? She wore a burqa when she went for the next meeting. Kerala film producer files nomination for top post clad in burqa. This is only to highlight the fact that women are not safe in our country anywhere. That is the point. Getting the idea here. Moving on now. Odisha crime rate. Odisha's crime rate has come in news for all the wrong reasons. And what is that? Obviously, we know a very bad incident took place in the state of Odisha, the Balasore incident. So let us very quickly look into the state of affairs in Odisha. Odisha registered the 4th highest number of court cases of crimes against women in India between 2017 and 2022. Odisha had one of the lowest conviction rates for crimes against women in India between 2017 and 2022. Lowest conviction rate means, let us say, now the conviction rate of Enforcement Directorate, ED, is more than 90%. Conviction rate. What does that mean? It simply means if ED has arrested 100 people, all right, if ED has arrested 100 people, 90, more than 90 are definitely going to get punished by a court of law and they are going to enter the jail. Guaranteed. ED and NIA are two agencies in our country that has conviction rate more than 90%. Whereas when it comes to state police or any other agency in our country, the performance is not up to the mark. And this clearly shows how shoddy is the investigative procedure in the state of Odisha. Because if things were going real smoothly, conviction can only be brought up if the investigative procedures are followed to a perfect dot. Not if it is done in a very unscientific manner. Clear, people? Between 2017 and 2022, the conviction rate for cases of crimes against women in Odisha's courts was 10% or lower. Each year. That means if 100 people get arrested, only 10 or lesser than that will see jail. Whereas 90 or more than that will walk free for crimes committed against women. Getting the point here? Annually, at least 20 other Indian states had a better conviction rate than Odisha for crimes against women cases during this period. The charge sheeting rate in Odisha was 91.2% in 2017, which was the 5th best charge sheeting rate in the country that year. That means Odisha does a pretty decent job when it comes to filing cases. Taking up cases, they do it. Putting up the case, writing the charge sheet. Charge sheet means it is on this particular document that you will frame the charges against the accused. All right. In 2022, Odisha recorded 51 police cases of crimes against women per 1 lakh population. Other states with a higher case rate and lower charge sheeting rate in 2022 include, which are the states which perform worse than Odisha? Haryana, Delhi, Uttarakhand, Assam, and Rajasthan. Getting the point here. Moving on. In 2022, Odisha had the second highest rate of cases of crimes against women sent for trial with 384 per 1 lakh population. 9% of these cases sent for trial in Odisha in 2022 resulted in convictions. States with a higher case rate and lower conviction rate for crimes against women in 2022 included West Bengal, Maharashtra, Kerala, Assam, and Telangana. Noted, people, higher case rate. That means cases are getting filed. Filing is happening. Good. But when it comes to conviction rate, almost all the states are doing a very shoddy job. Look at the list. West Bengal, Maharashtra, Kerala, Assam, and Telangana. Got the point here? More than 95% of court cases of crimes against women sent for trial in Odisha remained pending. Delayed justice is denied justice. Odisha's pendency rate ranks below Bihar, Arunachal Pradesh, West Bengal, and Uttarakhand. That means highest pendency of cases are there in Bihar, Arunachal Pradesh, West Bengal, and Uttarakhand. These are the top worst performing states when it comes to pending cases. Odisha comes 5th in that list. Got the point here? All right. POSH provisions. So let us look into the provisions of POSH. What is POSH? POSH simply means prevention of sexual harassment at workplaces. All right. The Supreme Court first called for complaint committees in its 1997 judgment following a petition filed after a social worker in Rajasthan was gang raped. This was the incident which took place long time ago. A social worker, she went to question about a certain scheme. But apparently few of the, a little famous people in that area, locals, they decided to teach her a lesson apparently by raping her. The case was it became a national media outrage and then finally reached Supreme Court, and Supreme Court issued what is known as Vishakha Guidelines. Vishakha Guidelines clearly tells the do's and don'ts. That is, it is a format where it is said in a working area, any working area, how women should be protected from sexual harassments. So what did they say? This judgment provided basic definitions of sexual harassment in the workplace and guidelines to combat it, known as the Vishaga guidelines. These guidelines recommended an appropriate mechanism for employers to ensure time-bound treatment of sexual harassment complaints. All right? Sexual harassment complaints. That is, these days, any organization you join, you are easily given what? You will be given what is known as compulsorily POSH training. You're not supposed to pass. Even a comment that you make on a woman's dress or a comment that you make on a woman's body can also be categorized as sexual harassment. Sexual harassment means even in a verbal form, even in physical form, unnecessary touching the body of a female, or visually. You are scanning a female from top to bottom, making her feel uncomfortable, even that is considered as sexual harassment. You're sending messages or you're calling unnecessarily at the middle of the night, even that is considered as sexual harassment. All right, taking it further forward. The provisions of these guidelines were formalized into law after the Nirbhaya killing in Delhi in December 2012. So whatever Supreme Court gave as a guideline, that was later passed as an act, official act. And what was that? The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act with 2013, often called the POSH Act. And this act mandated constitution of internal complaints cell. All right, internal complaints cell at all workplaces employing more than 10 people. Women in smaller enterprises or the informal sector could complain to local committees established by district authorities. That is, if it is lesser than 10, and then you faced any harassment, you can actually go and take it up where? You can actually go and take it up with the local committees under district authorities. Clear? Amazon company don't have a POSH. I am pretty sure they should be having one in place. They are supposed to be having it. If they don't have it, then definitely they can be sued. Each ICC is to be headed by a presiding officer who must be a woman at a senior level in the workplace. Very briefly, let us see internal complaints cell when we talk about what is its constitution. So the presiding officer should be a woman at a senior level. At least 2 members should be its employees, preferably committed to women's causes or with experience in social work or legal knowledge. Another member should be from an NGO focused on women's rights or someone familiar with sexual harassment issues. At least half of the members must be women. Any agreed woman can file a written complaint to the ICC or local committee within 3 months of the harassment incident or series of incidents. Within 3 months, you can do it. Beyond that, when you do it, you will have to actually tell. That is, if I am a woman and I'm making a complaint of sexual harassment after 3 months, if I am making it, I should have a valid reason why I delayed it so much. Getting the point here? The committee can help settle the matter if requested by the woman or initiate an inquiry. The ICC possesses the same powers as a civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure. Means what? They can call for witnesses. They can ask for evidences. That is, especially if it is in the office, in an office setup, if there are CCTV cameras, etc., they can easily demand the CCTV footage. Or if it is an email, through email you try to harass or you sent a photo. Many men are there, many crazy men are out there who will send their nude photo to a woman, thinking that when they show their naked body, which is having a big gorilla-like belly, immediately women will get impressed by it. A woman's psychology doesn't work that way, people. A woman, to impress her, she has to get impressed in the mind first. A woman doesn't go by the looks of a man. Please understand that. A woman actually goes by what is there inside the man's head and what does he do, what does he say. Men generally go behind whatever is nice to see, they go behind that. So don't go apply that same logic here. Got the point? The inquiry must be completed within 90 days. The complaint is proven, the ICC must recommend action against the accused. So again, 90 days means, remember this as 3 months. So harassment complaint within 3 months. Investigation of the complaint again within 3 months. If the complaint is proven, the ICC must recommend action against the accused. Employees are also required to assist victims if they wish to file a criminal complaint. The law mandates confidentiality regarding the complaint's contents, the identities and addresses of the aggrieved woman, respondent and witnesses, and information related to conciliation and inquiry proceedings, including ICC recommendations. Means what? That is, whichever female has made this complaint, you are not supposed to reveal her name or her details. You are not supposed to tell it out to the open. Where does she stay, etc. Getting the point here? Nothing you are supposed to reveal. And this very point itself is violated in our country. If a female actually goes in any organization trying to file a sexual harassment complaint, within no time, the details gets leaked out. More or less, what happens? The ICC becomes a whole sham. That is, the female cannot expect any sort of justice or any sort of support system. Getting the point here? A decade after the POSH Act was passed, ICCs have been established in some institutions, but their coverage is not universal. In December 2024, the Supreme Court noted the sorry state of affairs and disquieting serious lapses in the Act's enforcement. That is, in most of the cases, that is, we are not even talking about small organizations here. We are talking about schools, we are talking about colleges, universities, reputed companies. In many places, ICC is nothing more than a joke. That is the reality. Very good, Nishika. I agree with that. बंगाल से हूं, क्या मैं IAS क्लियर कर सकता हूं? That is the most weirdest question. Rangan Kumar Saha. You're from West Bengal means you can definitely clear. You're from Bangladesh means then no, you cannot. Obvious reasons. It directed immediate compliance within the government and a survey of public and private organizations. According to a lawyer advocating for women's rights and founder of Partners for Law and Development, the law was meant to be monitored, with district officers collecting annual reports from local committees and ICCs, but the use of this material is unclear. That means you were supposed to monitor everywhere and see to what extent ICCs, internal complaint committees or cells, has been created. Where and all it has been created. Exactly. സാധനം കയ്യിലുണ്ട് അശ്വിൻ. നാട് തൃശ്ശൂർ. Ayush, very simple things. Say for example, a simple thing that you can do once you become a bureaucrat is, you give a clear instruction to your SP that as soon as a complaint, any sexual harassment complaint, a case of a woman being abducted, that is kidnapped, or any issue of a woman facing rape, or maybe even an elderly woman facing any threat from outsiders or from her own family, any woman or child related issues are there, I need to be alerted. I need to know immediate alert, and I need to get a pin-to-pin update of what action has been taken. In your collectorate, basically, where you are the district collector, you can basically tell your entire staff that if a female walks into the office to file a complaint or with a grievance, even if I'm in a meeting, call me out. These are simple steps, very simple steps. It may sound, okay, what is the big deal? Everybody's doing it. No, everybody doesn't do it. At least from a district level, we can start it. But most and importantly, the most important point that we all need to understand as men is you have to win a woman's heart. That is the point here. And winning of a woman's heart doesn't happen by irritating her or harassing her. Akanksha, are you a guy or a girl? I mean, from your name, I'm not able to guess it out. That is why I'm asking. If the point here is, understand one thing. 98% of women are raped by people who are known to them. That is, a woman has a higher chance of getting raped by a man whom she thought she could trust. How many percentage of men are getting raped in the country? How many men in this country are getting killed because of dowry? How many men resigned their job because one of their female colleague kept on harassing them or kept on forcing them to have a physical relationship with them? One or two exceptional conditions if you get, and then on that basis, if you start judging things, we cannot do anything about it. Even just because 0.1% of bacteria survives after the usage of Harpic, we cannot say that Harpic is useless. That is the point here. The lawyer also pointed out that while the Women and Child Development Ministry is the ministry for the POSH Act, This is important from a prelims perspective, people. Women and Child Development Ministry, they are the line ministry. That means they are, line ministry means they are responsible to see whether the thing is POSH is being implemented or not. The Labor Ministry and Industries Ministry deal with workplaces and employers leading to potential accountability gaps. This is the issue. POSH comes under Ministry of Women and Child Development. Labor related issues, that is, if I'm going to fire an employee or employees over sexual harassment, that will come under Ministry of Labor. Two different ministries, two different accountability. What will happen? The system will become weak. System will become weak. That is the point here. Clear? See, family support, we cannot do anything here. Family support, unfortunately, the fact of the matter is women are still considered to be a burden. Classic example is, if you people, out of all the females who are now there in the chat section, if you don't clear your first or in your second attempt, your marriage gets fixed. Irrespective of whether you are ready for it, whether you are mentally or physically or even financially ready to accept another individual into your life, nobody cares. Because ultimately, females are considered to be a property in this great country of ours. Owners first will be parents, then it will be the husband, then it will be the son. The end. Clear? There is no way, see, corruption, how to avoid this, etc. There is no way for it. The only thing to do is make the system very strong. Make it everything. That is, my point would be, make everything online and anonymous. That is the only thing to do. Anshika Verma. See, rather than writing your sir is not considering my question and putting two sad emojis, just put that question there, Anshika. Because there are so many. And there are, spammers also. See, Satish, if you want to give it to a single ministry, then again you will have to pass a separate bill for that. You will have to bring a bill in the parliament. You will have to make a change to the POSH Act. You will have to amend the act and bring it down very clearly that anybody who gets fired, that is, once the complaint of sexual harassment is proven, then immediate firing. That should be the thing. You can report if there is no ICC. Definitely you can. SSC, CGL, somewhere here and there, because I cannot guarantee what questions will be asked. All right. Trade deals. Now here I want your 100% attention. All right. This particular topic I want 100% attention because very, very, very important. Okay. So first things first, the trade deal, what is it between? Between which two countries? India, UK. It simply means a list of products from India will now reach UK at 0 tariff or import duty. So normally when an Indian good is sold in UK, there will be a certain element of what? Import duty on it. This is basically done to protect the domestic industries in UK. Similarly, when UK goods come into India, for that also now there will be what? A drop in the duty, which will make what? UK goods cheaper in India. Getting the point here. UK goods cheaper in India. Yeah, it will be there in Asmita, it will be there in the YouTube itself. We'll come to that. 0% or 3%, that we will come to. We will see how much it is. All right, people. Now let us see what is the implication. The implication in a nutshell, if I wanted to say, means basically starting with wine, whiskey, chocolates, cookies, all this are going to become cheaper. Whatever is going to come from UK. Good news for alcoholics and people like me who have a sweet tooth. That is the good news. The bad news obviously will be these chocolates and cookies will be competing with our Desi brands. Desi brands like Amul. Getting the point here. Wine or whiskey, definitely there'll be a huge demand here because obviously anything that is foreign, we all love it. So wine and whiskey, alcoholics, for them it is going to be pretty happy about it. As well as cars. Cars from UK also will be pretty cheaper. Definitely, it will affect. India and UK officially signed a comprehensive economic and trade agreement, CETA. CETA is a bilateral trade agreement designed to make trade in goods and services easier and to encourage investment between two economies. Agreed, Anshika. I agree with that. Key agreements in CETA. Goods trade. UK has removed tariffs, that is import taxes, on 99% of its product lines. 99% of its product lines means majority of the products now which is going to come from which is going to come from India to UK will not have any import duty on it. This means about 6.5 billion, 45% of India's current exports to the UK will now enter duty free, like textiles, footwear, carpets, automobiles, seafood, and fresh fruits like grapes and mangoes. These products, textiles, footwear, carpet, automobile, seafood, and fresh fruits like grapes and mangoes from India to UK will become cheap. That is how it is going to benefit India is, so India, all right, going Indian products, let us say now grapes, going to UK. But at the same time, from Myanmar also, grapes are going. All right. But because this deal has been signed between UK and India, CETA has been signed, duty on Indian grapes will be less or practically close to zero, thereby making Indian grapes cheaper than Myanmar grapes. Got the point here? Once you take away the duty, because initially duty was there. Grapes, any grapes coming from abroad will have duty. But now after signing this deal, Indian grapes will become cheaper compared to UK grapes. Sorry, Myanmar grapes. So what will happen? UK citizens will prefer to buy this more because ultimately people will go by what is cheap. They'll buy this, which is definitely good news for India, as this will boost our exports. Got the point here? Exactly. We are providing everything. Very valid point, Anshika. We are providing everything that is healthy to them. Mango, grape. Both mango and grape are very good for health. What are they giving us cheaply? Whiskey, wine, chocolate, biscuits. Let us see. An additional 8 billion worth of Indian goods such as petroleum, pharmaceuticals, diamonds, and aircraft components already had zero duty access to the UK. Getting the point here? India has agreed to eliminate or reduce duties on 90% of its tariff lines. India has agreed to 90%. That means 90% of goods coming from UK, on that we will reduce the tariff. A tariff line is a specific product category with a defined customs duty rate. This covers approximately 92% of what the UK exports to India. So we will also cut the import duty on the goods which are coming from UK. As a result, UK alcohol, especially whiskey, British cars and engineering products are expected to become cheaper in India. Very good relation, Anshika. Beautiful. I allowed it. Drain of wealth, and you can put it this way also, drain of health. SETA is the roadway to drain of wealth and drain of health. Put it up that way. Very good. However, India has excluded certain key agricultural products from the deal, such as dairy products, apples, oats, and edible oils, which were demands from the UK. So UK did demand, that is, cut down the import duty on apples. But we were like, sorry, apples are out of the question. Why? If we actually cut down the import duty on the apples coming from UK, what will happen to our apples from Himachal Pradesh? Got the point here. Same thing with oats. If oats are available cheaper, what will happen to our natural ragi, jowar, bajra, fiber-rich food? And edible oils, which were demands from the UK. Edible oil, again, we cannot do it because if edible oils, cooking oil basically, vegetable oil, if that becomes cheaper, then it will easily affect what? The groundnut oil in our country, as well as the coconut oil in our country. All this will be impacted. So we didn't cut down the import duties on all of this. India will also only allow duty-free import from the UK for locally sourced products. That is the point here. So if UK wants its cars to become cheaper, some of the products at least used in the car should be sourced locally. Getting the point here? It should be sourced locally. Specific auto tariffs. Large engine luxury petrol cars from the UK will see their import duty cut from a current maximum of 110% to 10% over 15 years. That is by 2041. 2041 at least it will take. By 2041, price of your, let us say, Range Rover from the current maybe 2.5 crore or 3 crore, it can come down to some 1 crore or 1.2 crore. Don't worry, UK cars becoming cheaper doesn't mean you or I can buy it. It is meant for only the rich class again. All right. This is subject to a quota starting at 10,000 units and rising to 19,000 units by the 5th year. Mid-size cars will have tariff cuts to 50% and then further reduced to 10% by year 5. Small cars will also see similar tariff reductions and increasing quotas. To protect India's developing industries, electric, hybrid and hydrogen-powered vehicles will not receive any duty concessions for the first 5 years. That is to protect our Tata, our Mahindra, electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles. We are not going to give any concession, duty concession to electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles or hydrogen vehicles coming from UK at least for 5 years. That is the idea here. It is not a piece, it is apples. This is an English channel, Mr. or Miss Renu Om Sharma. Services trade. India has agreed to open up key service sectors to UK firms, including accounting, auditing, financial services, telecom, and environmental services. That is, UK firms sitting in UK can offer these services: accounting, auditing, financial service, telecom, and environmental services. This means UK companies in these fields can offer services to Indian customers without first needing to set up a local office. They need not actually set up an office here. Dollars price, why are you bringing dollars here? I didn't understand your question only. Your question requires a little more clarification. Priya K. Because I don't think yet, even now they have started the production here. Maybe an assembly is happening. That could be a point. Negative impact, we will see it in a while. It is not US tariff, it is UK. No, this has nothing to do with the tariff business, what Trump is doing because of his madness. It has nothing to do with that. This is to do with a SETA deal which has been recently signed. India has also agreed to recognize UK professional qualifications in law and accounting, though not specifically in legal service. UK has granted commercial presence rights to Indian companies in sectors like computer services, consultancy, and environmental services. This means Indian companies can set up branches or subsidiaries or representative offices in the UK. So UK can offer these services without even opening a shop here in India. India, on the other hand, can offer these services, computer, consultancy, and environmental, by opening their shops there. See, if you look at it, health-wise, if you look at it, India is going to get adversely affected because of this deal. Health-wise, because whiskey, wine, chocolates, cookies, these are not good news. We already have a very high burden of diabetes. The number of people who are going to die now because of cardiovascular diseases, it will actually increase. Environmental help means it is services. It is basically, it could be anything. How to recycle, anything it can be. I am fed up. Only see Sanshika. Tell me IT, what do you want? How environmental health, that is done, it will increase your GDP. I already told that, Ayush. Environmental services it is, not that UK will come with a plastic bag to collect all the plastic bags here. No, environmental services means it could be with recycling, reuse, environment, how to handle the environment better, all those services. You are right, Vivek. I agree with you 100%. Sanchi, I cannot help you like that. Single-handedly, I cannot offer you any help. You can do your own self-preparation. That's all. See, it has nothing to do with currency swap, Arun. Why are you bringing dollars into this equation again? It is UK, not USA. How is dollar coming into the point here? Pound, as it is, British pound sterling is as it is an international currency of trade. So why are you bringing in dollar here? It is not at all relevant to the discussion again. This means the UK has also set an annual quota of 1,800 visas for niche professional roles from India. Niche means very unique, like yoga instructors as well as classical musicians. Getting the point here? However, the agreement does not include broader visa categories like business visitors or IT professionals, which India had sought. That won't come. Getting the point here? No, it is difficult, Rudra. Which are those 1%? Everything like apples, oats, Akatsuki, apple, oat, whatever I told you, whatever I showed cancelling out. Apple, oat, edible oil. They will not get any, relief from import duty. Apples from UK will still carry the import duty. Oats and edible oil also will carry. All right. People, this is a current affair discussion class. Mentoring I'm only going to do at the end of the session. For the love of God, stop being selfish pricks and behave responsibly. You are going to be a civil servant means one of the first quality that you need to have is empathy, understanding another person's pain. There are genuine candidates who are going to give probably their mains exam this year, as well as their 2026 prelims next year. I am worried about them. For all the Amul babies who are yet to even hit 18 years, wait till you become at least old enough. Then ask your questions. Wait. Don't do this. Behave responsibly. Double contribution convention. This is a separate agreement that will come into effect alongside the SETA. Alongside SETA, what do you have? Double contribution convention. Under the DCC, the UK will allow 75,000 Indian workers on short assignments in the UK to continue paying into India's social security system rather than also having to pay into the UK system. Understand this. That is 1,800 visas they will give. So it is looking like what? Wow, what a great news. But it is basically for yoga instructors, maybe dancers, musicians, etc. They are not going to give it for business visitors or IT professionals. That is people who want to conduct their business or the people who want to go there for IT services, computer software engineers. For them, they won't give. So it is actually not a good deal for us if you look at it that way. Then next, again, double contribution convention. Again, it sounds pretty decent because for 75,000 Indian workers, whoever, that is whoever will go to UK to work, they need to pay money or either to the UK social security system, that is health insurance, medical insurance, etc., or they can pay it to the Indian system. Anyone, you need not pay it in two places. Getting the point here? Now, what is the issue? The issue is when we look at the numbers, 75,000 Indian workers, wow, that many people UK is going to take. No. Very clear it is. Short assignments. You are not allowed to be in UK beyond a certain time period. After that, pack your bags, please leave. Got the point here? Government procurement. India will open up about 40,000 high-value contracts from central ministries and departments in sectors such as transport, green energy, and infrastructure for UK. Again, basically to increase competition as well as to get in technology. Data and source code, both countries have avoided source code mandates, meaning they won't require companies to reveal their proprietary software code. There is a software code. All right, there is a software code. Software code means for YouTube, there is a software. For Facebook, there is a software. Even for our chat GPT, there is a software. So, some countries at least are telling, if you're doing trade, we want your software code. Software code, if I know what is the coding that has gone into making any program, I can replicate it. That is, I can make a desi version of YouTube, maybe iTube. Purposefully, that particular option has been kept out. Getting the point here? Ayush, you're really pathetic, man. Economic context and expected impact. The UK is currently a relatively small trading partner for India, accounting for about 3.3% of India's exports and 1.2% of India's imports. Means UK is not such a big player for India. Our main area is actually USA. Earlier also Britishers came to India's traders, correct? We are going to see that. Sectors expected to see quick benefits from CETA include agriculture, yes, textiles, yes, leather, yes, and even chemicals. The duty-free arrangement could increase the flow of goods destined for Europe through the UK. That is the next advantage. That means UK, as you know, is no more part of the European Union. UK is outside it. But once Indian goods reaches here, the same goods can enter into EU because this is cheap now. Getting the point here? No, it is not that software code is needed. It is basically to keep the trade channels totally open. Because more often than not, what happens is the source codes are actually used for spying and other nefarious activities. So that is one ongoing discussion. I will take it up on another date. So far as computer softwares are concerned, source codes shouldn't be kept over there. Clear? Just a minute, people. All right. Companies in other countries exporting to the UK may view India more favorably as an investment destination because of the new duty-free access. That means FDI also can increase. Through UK again, you can invest in India. Public health concerns. While the CETA offers economic benefits, it could also pose a public health challenge for India. The agreement will allow tariff-free entry for UK-made food products like biscuits, chocolates, soft drinks, potentially leading to lower prices. Many of these products fall into the category of high-fat, sugar, and salt foods, which can pose long-term health risk. Concerns about the adverse public health impact are supported by the experience of Mexico after it signed the North American Free Trade Agreement in 1992. So Mexico, after they signed this agreement, NAFTA with USA, what happened? Mexico saw a dramatic rise in imports and consumption of cheap sugary drinks, snacks, and processed foods. This led to a steep increase in diet-related diseases, obesity, and diabetes. Mexico only managed to slow this trend after introducing strict public health regulations like a soda tax and front of pack warning labels in 2014. Remember, last week, I guess, or last week, I'm not remembering it correctly, we had actually seen the problems with not having proper regulations. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare had issued regulations with regard to the front labeling. In the front of the processed and packaged food itself, you should show how much of sugar, how much of salt, how much of unsaturated fatty oils, etc. are present in it. This was said that time. This is again a continuation of that article. Got the point here? The UK has banned advertising of HFSS products on television and online, with a complete ban on paid online advertisements for HFSS products coming into effect from October 1, 2025. That means anything which has high sugar or high salt, basically all your chocolate, pizza, anything, those things whichever has high sugar, high salt, its advertisements shouldn't be shown, either online or even commercially anywhere. The UK also uses a traffic light front of pack nutrition labeling system. Why traffic light? Because it uses the same colors as a traffic light, green, amber, red, to quickly show consumers the nutritional content. In contrast, India lacks binding restrictions on junk food advertisements targeting children, and existing regulations are not effectively enforced. India relies on self-regulation by industry bodies like the Advertising Standards Council of India, which is often ineffective. The issue of mandatory front FOPNL, front of pack nutrition labeling, in India is still pending, with a preference for star rating. Star rating, we know it is not so effective. Getting the point here? Despite proposed amendments for warning labels in September 2022, they remain on paper. Supreme Court of India has directed authorities to make a decision on warning labels in a time-bound manner after a public interest litigation in 2025. Ultra-processed food and HFSS food items in India saw a compound annual growth rate of 13.3% from 2011 to 21. In 10 years, consumption has increased by 13.3%. So goes without saying, the burden of non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, heart attacks, cancer, all are on the rise. The SETA does not take effect immediately. It requires ratification by cabinets of both India and UK, which could take anywhere between 6 months to a year. Next two agreements which we are planning to sign, similar agreements which we are planning to sign, one is with United States, the other is with European Union. In the case of European Union, we are tying it up with Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. 4 countries. Clear? President's rule and Manipur. We know Manipur's issue has been burning quite some time now. And the Biren Singh government, the chief minister, resigned. But ever since the chief minister resigned, what did they do? They have imposed president's rule there. Let us look into it. Use of president's rule has significantly decreased since the 1990s. This decline is attributed to the landmark S.R. Bommai judgment given by the Honorable Supreme Court, the increasing influence of regional parties in national politics, as well as public disapproval of its misuse. President's rule in Manipur was extended for another 6 months, effective from August 13. The current extension of President's rule in Manipur is largely unopposed, as the center is struggling to find a durable solution to the ethnic conflict that is going on between the Kukis and Métis. More details of President's rule is clearly given in Lakshmikant. Under emergency chapter it is given. Please go through it. Mangroves. This entire topic is only meant for one purpose, and that is from prelims perspective. Lot of factual data. Alright. So mangroves, you must understand. Mangroves, that is the importance of mangroves in India, at least people realized only during the tsunami, 2004. Buildings were destroyed, houses were destroyed, new and old buildings, cars, everything got destroyed. But the impact of mangroves actually helped in what? Actually helped in reducing the damage caused by tsunami. How so? So mangroves, as you know, requires salt water, little muddy. They have extensive roots, branches, etc., going deep into the ground also and hanging up. So this is how it roughly will look. It is not at all a beautiful sight. When you look at mangroves, you'll be like, what is this? It doesn't look so beautiful. But these things are too damn strong. So tsunami, when they come, what happens? It will block it. How is it happening? So what is this? How are tsunami forms basic? Tsunami formed basically. This is the sea floor. And this is the sea. An earthquake occurs. At this spot here. This basically will cause a ripple. A small ripple. All right. Wave will not only go upwards, it will also get transmitted sideways. So what happens is this ripple, now once it happens, it is like throwing a stone right into the water. When you throw a stone, what will happen? Ripples will move outwards. Same thing, this will start moving outwards. But if you notice, okay, if it moves outwards, then this should be the thing, correct? Where is the tsunami formed? No tsunami. Because ripple means what? Only like this it should go. But observe, the distance between the sea floor and the sea surface is gradually decreasing. Correct? So here you had, let us say, this much water got pushed up. Now it comes down. All right, it came down. But this much volume is there. So that volume will get pushed up here. So what will be the actual position now? This and this comes down. But again, this height needs to be compensated. So here it will go a little more higher. Here it will go even more higher. Here it will go even more higher. That means each time it goes down, Now you have a proper tsunami. Got the point here? To stop this at least to a certain extent, if you are having your mangroves in this region, then as this goes down and hits this mangrove bunch, water won't be able to build this height. The height may be probably reduced to what? Just tilt here. This is the impact that a mangrove can create. Got the point here? So, the entire article, it is just prelims related. Nothing is there to explain. All right? Just go through it. Read it, please. M.S. Swaminathan and his contribution. What are the agencies involved? Okay? Please go through it. Coming to the next article, informal borrowing. Informal borrowing means what? You're not borrowing from banks. Again, a continuation of our earlier discussion. Share of Indian households from economically weaker sections who borrowed from formal channels have actually reduced, contracted by 4.2% between 2018-19 and 2022-23. During the same period, the share of households borrowing from informal sources, moneylenders, friends, families, and shopkeepers grew by 5.8%. Bihar accounts for 18% of households in India who borrow from non-institutional lenders, which is the highest share in the country. Bihar is the highest lender when it comes to informal sources. Supreme Court and delimitation. What the entire article about is, so basically Andhra Pradesh and Telangana basically made a statement, that is, see, center conducted delimitation exercise for J&K. So we also want to be treated equally. We also want our delimitation exercise to be conducted for Andhra as well as for Telangana. Supreme Court basically made it clear, no, you cannot have it. Jammu and Kashmir's case is exceptional. It had to be conducted because Jammu and Kashmir for a very long time, because they were having a separate protection under a special status under Article 370A and 35A. It was a separate story totally. But when it finally became union territory under the Indian government, that is the reason why it was conducted there. Comparing J&K with Andhra and Telangana is not correct. Why? Because states could not claim parity by arguing that delimitation was done in Jammu and Kashmir. That would be like treating unequals equally. You can never say that the conditions in J&K and the conditions in Andhra Pradesh are one and the same. Getting the point here? So that is exactly what Supreme Court told. Then, what is the next ruling? States are not in the same situation as a union territory and therefore cannot expect the same rules to apply to them regarding boundary redrawing. Boundary redrawing is regarding what? It is regarding especially the constituencies of MPs or MLAs. Court explained that there's a specific constitutional embargo. Embargo means stop. In Article 170, which mandated that delimitation exercise in states is barred until after the completion of the first census post 2026. That is, by Article 170, you cannot conduct delimitation exercise until and unless census is conducted after 2026. When are we going to conduct the census? 2027. So after this is conducted, you know what is going to happen? Southern states basically, because they have very low population, southern states, because they have very low population, center has basically promised that there won't be any change to the number of MPs or MLAs here. It will remain the same once delimitation is conducted. Delimitation simply means one MP will represent how much population? 10 lakh, 20 lakh, how much it is? So we know our population is very high. So automatically what will happen is in those states which population is more, you will have more MPs. You will have more MLAs there. Now what is the interesting scenario? Southern states government told, see, your population is very less, so we won't touch the number in your states. But in states like UP, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Andhra, in all these places, what you will have? You will have number of MP seats going up. In other words, whatever happens in southern states, politically speaking, even if BJP doesn't win a single seat in any of the southern states, Andhra, Karnataka, Telangana, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, it will not impact their election victory. Just a few states in North India is more than enough. Maybe UP, MP, Rajasthan. These are more. If they win in these three states, it's game over. As simple as that. This is the reason why southern states are very angry over the so-called delimitation exercise. Southern states are very angry. They are like, no, don't conduct it. Because less population here. So less population means less MPs. More population means more MPs. Getting the picture here? This is the next issue that is awaiting us once the census is completed. Clear? Further clarification given by Supreme Court, you can go through it. Once again, people, this is just to tell you, we have finished half the articles, another half is remaining. Notes you will get below the description as well as in my Telegram channel. The other aspect that I wanted to announce is I teach public administration optional in PW English batch, which means it will be in Hindi, the PPT will be in English PPT, explanation will be in English and Hindi, with 80% explanation being in English only, because obviously you are going to write the answer in what? English language. So your vocabulary needs improvement. Clear, people? Manual scavenging. Again, a continuation of last week's articles. 150 people died due to hazardous cleaning, social audit, the details, the gory details of how people are dying because of cleaning sewage without protection. What is the scheme announced by the government? It is called Namaste 2023 National Action for Mechanized Sanitation Ecosystem. That means you will be using machines to clean, even robots. Again, data only, data related to the death and etc. Tamil Nadu has piloted sewer robots in Chennai to clean over 5,000 manholes. Just give me a minute here, people. A near complete lack of data on rural sanitation workers. All right. Government tenders open solicit manual bids for cleaning. Means what? The first and major culprit here when it comes to making people get into these drains and clean it. Who is it? Government. Because government, when they give contract, right? So when they call for tenders, they call tenders for what? Manual bids. That is, government should basically say, right, see, we will only give this tender to those companies which are using machines for cleaning. We are not going to give it for manual cleaning. That is not happening because it's a very expensive affair. Only 14 crore has been released so far under the Namaste scheme. When a worker dies, police typically book the lowest ranking supervisor or classify the death as an accident. The Supreme Court has requested the cancellation of offending contracts and the imposition of monetary liabilities on principal employers, but the local bodies are yet to notify such rules. Local bodies means largely these are the municipalities, because this issue largely we have in the cities more than rural areas. Clear, people? 2/3 of validated hazardous cleaning workers are Dalits. Rehabilitation packages for these workers rarely include housing or scholarships. And the worst among them is the women. There are women who still sweep dry latrines. You know what is dry latrine? These are toilets, public toilets without water, no flush. They clean those toilets. Currency swap and rolled over treasury bills. What do you mean by a currency swap? So very recently now, Maldives again has understood its औकात. Maldives was acting overly. How to put it in Hindi? 4 पैसे क्या चाइना ने दे दिया तो सोच लिया कि इंडिया का टुकड़े टुकड़े कर सकते हैं. Wow, what a nice dream. So Maldives learned the hard way that you cannot survive in the Indian Ocean region by ignoring your gentle giant neighbor India. So अभी इंडिया के तरफ आ गए हैं, हाथ काप कर हमें बचाओ. Help us, save us, protect us through 2 agreements. One is a currency swap agreement. Currency swap agreement means what? That is, we will swap currency. Maldives rupiah will be exchanged with what? Dollars, euros, and rupee. Around this is for 300 million, worth 300 million put together. Dollars. $300 million total worth of dollars and euro put together. That much money will be given to Maldives. Oh, 1 minute. So, India will give $300 million worth of dollars and euros to Maldives, and around 30 billion rupees, 30 billion in rupees to Maldives. A similar amount will be given by, that is in rupiah to India. This is what you call a currency swap. In other words, Maldives is basically exchanging their currency for dollar, euro, and rupee at a agreed rate. That is exchange rate. Value will be there, right? How much is one, like how much is $1 is how much Maldivian rupee, or how much is €1 of rupiah, how much is 1 rupee is how much of rupiah. That value, that will be agreed on. This money will be, this will be given by India to Maldives, and Maldives rupiah will be taken by India. What is the advantage? On a later date, maybe 5 years later, we don't know. On a later date, amounts will be exchanged, returned. That is, on a later date, Maldives will have to give back to India the dollar, the euro, and the rupee. How much money? $300 million and 30 billion rupees. Maldives will have to give it back. Later date. What is the advantage here? The advantage here is Maldives is going through a financial crisis now. And if they need a lot of money to purchase their import. So India has agreed, okay, I will give you this much of dollars, you give me this much of rupiah. Why? This money now Maldives can use largely for what? Paying imports. Because the only other option for Maldives is to borrow money internationally, ask for money, ask for dollars, ask for euro, which is not at all easy, which will become even more difficult to pay it back. This is still easier. Because if you don't return it back, what is the issue? Major issues won't be there because Rufiya is already there with India. India has your currency with them. India can use it. India can also use it for what? Paying for anything that they import, whatever they buy from Maldives. They can use this Rufiya to pay for it. That is currency swap agreement. So currency swaps agreement's biggest advantage is you can get access to currencies in need, especially your dollar, euro, pound, Chinese, renminbi, and maybe even yuan. Sorry, Japanese yen. Any one of these currencies you need, international currencies you need, you can exchange it. It is basically like, okay, listen, I will give you my money, my rupees I will give you. Please give me your Japanese yen. We had a currency, India had signed a currency swap agreement with Japan few years back. The idea is what, once we get that foreign currency, we can pay for money, we can pay for the imports. And we will return it again, either at a fixed exchange rate. We will return it on a later date on a pre-decided exchange rate. Or maybe floating, that will depend. Floating means what? If the market rate is more, you pay more. The market rate is less, you pay less. Fixed exchange rate means already it is decided. 5 years later, at what value I'll be paying it back to you. At what value? So let us say if we are going to do a currency swap agreement with USA. So we paid around, let us say 30. We took $100 million from USA. Equivalent to that, 80 into 100, we paid around, let us say, 8,500 million rupees to USA. On a later date, we have to pay this 100 million back. But rupee value, we know, it will keep depreciating or appreciating. So, but we decided, okay, we will only pay it back at 88 rupees. After 5 years, let us say 2030. After 5 years, we'll pay it back at 88 rupees. Means India needs to pay the dollar. Whatever dollar we borrowed, we need to pay it back at this level. Here it was what? $1 is 85. Here it is $1.88. Got the point here. So if India is going to pay it back, India should pay it at this rate. So how it will become profitable? Let us say, but by then, $1 actually becomes 95 rupees. This is good for India because we are returning back lesser money. That is where it is advantageous. If the foreign exchange rate depreciates and we have fixed the rate already, then it is advantageous. Ulta, if the foreign exchange rate appreciates, then we have decided this rate. It is a loss. But overall, why this agreement is done is, you get easy access to money. And the interest rate is also very, hardly it is what? Foreign exchange rate. You don't carry a separate interest rate on it to pay back. This is currency swap agreement, largely used for paying for your imports. Got the point here? The next topic is basically rolled over treasury bills. What do you mean by rolled over treasury bills? India gave $50 million to Maldives. Maldives gave a treasury bill, a T-bill to India. A T-bill to India telling that, okay, on this date, let us say in 2025, we will pay this money back to you. All right, 2025 reached. Maldives doesn't have the money. So what did India do? The treasury bill, 2025 is the deadline when they are supposed to pay the 50 million back to us. India lent the money, 50 million. And as evidence, Maldives issued a treasury bill. Yes, I am taking this money from you. You keep this T-bill with you, treasury bill with you. So India could have taken the treasury bill, gone and sold it anywhere, because this treasury bill is given by only the government. So India can even sell this in the international market. Why? To recover 50 million. India can do that. And if government does not, tells that, sorry, we don't have the 50 million, market will crash, because it shows that government doesn't have money to pay. So as usual, what did India do? India said, okay, relax. So what is the deadline? Deadline is 2025. Leave it. Let us keep it as 2050. This is a hypothetical number, by the way. That means India extended the deadline. India is basically telling to Maldives, relax, relax. Don't pay it this year, pay it later. Because the deadline was extended, that is why you call it what? You call it a rolled over treasury bill. That is, whatever was the deadline, you have extended it. You have stretched it further. Got it here? Dharmasthala Case, Supreme Court tells petitioner to approach High Court over media gag order. Where relief is available from High Court, one must first approach the same. Fundamental right under violation is freedom of speech. That is, this is a standard operating procedure. Gag order. Gag order means, let us say, nothing should be printed on me, printed against me. No media, no visual, print, online media should use my name in the Dharmasthala case anywhere until and unless investigation is completed. So the petitioner tried to directly approach the Supreme Court first. All right, Supreme Court first. But then Supreme Court said, go to High Court first. Because where relief is available for fundamental rights violation, that is freedom of speech, where you want relief, first approach under Article 226, first approach the High Court. After that, if you don't get any favorable result, then under Article 32, approach the Supreme Court. If your constitutional right is violated, you can approach the Supreme Court directly under Article 32. It is a constitutional right that you have. Constitutional remedy, you call it. But Supreme Court has given, through multiple rulings, Supreme Court has always said, see, listen, if you can get relief from High Court, go there first. First, file a petition in the High Court. From High Court, based on whatever decision comes, then come to us. FDI Scare. This entire article is basically about net foreign direct investment inflows in India were just 35 million in May 2025, which is 99% lower than the 3.9 billion in net FDI inflows recorded in April 2025. FDIs are decreasing in the country. Why? Two major reasons. One is higher repatriation. Everybody are going and investing in other places. Then obviously tariff issues, global economy is uncertain, artificial intelligence, all of that is there. But not at all a good news. Compared to April 2025, there is a 99% decrease in what? FDI inflows. It was 3.9 billion in April 2025. It is only 3.5 million in 2025, May 2025. Billion, and this is 35 million. Altermagnet. What do you mean by an altermagnet? See, in a semiconductor, you have two things. One is an electron, the other is a hole. Hole is basically what you call a positive charge. And a semiconductor generally, that is, you basically call them P-type and N-type. Charge carriers these are, P and N. The point is, at any one point, only one charge will be there, positive or negative. So they have discovered a new material where both positive and negative are moving around or carrying electricity or carrying charges. Let us see. Direction dependent conduction polarity. where a single material conducts electricity using electrons n-type in one direction and holes p-type in another direction. That is, it is pretty interesting. If this is a semiconductor, you have electrons conducting electricity in one direction, electrons, that is n-type. Then you have holes conducting electricity in the other direction. Positive charge, holes, p-type. All right. Together when it exists, you call it what? Direction dependent conduction polarity. This is significant because it could simplify electronic device fabrication, as traditional methods require separate materials. Or doping to achieve both n-type and p-type regions. Doping means to add impurities. That is, in an n-type, then you have p-type. This is how normally you will have what? Semiconductors. But if you want to have n here or p here, you will have to add impurities into it. Impurities means it is not your dust and sand or something. It is basically you have to add foreign material into that semiconductor. That is how it is being done so far. But this is like naturally in a semiconductor, it is possible to have two charge carriers without any doping. That is direction dependent conduction polarity. What is that material now? It is chromium antimony, a stable and inexpensive magnetic compound exhibited DDCP. So look at it. It is stable, inexpensive magnetic compound that is exhibiting DDCP. What is the advantage? Fabrication of chips. That is, manufacturing chips becomes easy now. One of the companies that basically manufactures all these chips, monopoly is with NVIDIA company. And just to manufacture one electronic chip, fabricate one chip, that machine what is there, that is around $100 million. That is how expensive it is. When we say where is our technology, why are we poor in technology? The reason is this, it is damn expensive. But the recent discovery here, chromium antimony, which is cheap, which is stable, where you have both p and n type charge carriers together existing without any doping, is wonderful news. It is a boon for the electronic industry. Hall effect. This test shows how moving charges are bent by a magnetic field. These are the two tests they used there. Seebeck effect. This test involves heating one side of the crystal. If a voltage appears and changes sign when moving from electron-dominated to hole-dominated areas, it confirms DDCP. That means these two tests were used. One is what? Magnetic test. So, moving charges, electron or protons, are easily influenced by magnetic field. They will bend. Charges will bend in front of a magnetic field. From that way they are bending, we'll get to know, okay, electron and proton both are present. Sorry, holes are present. The other one is Seebeck effect. When you increase the temperature or change the temperature, if it changes its sign from electron dominated to hole dominated, that means from negative, it becomes positive. Then we confirm what? DDCP. Direction dependent conduction polarity. CRSB is also notable as the first Altermagnet, a new class of magnets with no net magnetic pull but spin dependent electron behavior. This magnet, if you take, normally when you bring it close to any iron object, etc., it will have a pull or a push effect, not Altermagnet. It won't have any of those effects. But instead what will happen is, the electronic behavior, electron's behavior will change whenever a magnetic field is around. The way the electron will spin, that will affect the magnetic field. That means this particular thing will also have applications in quantum technology. Its ease of fabrication, common elemental composition, and switchable polarity makes CRSB promising for future applications in electronics, thermoelectrics, and spintronic devices. Additionally, replacing 2% of chromium with vanadium in CRSB uniformly resulted in p-type conduction, validating scientific prediction. This is just for your knowledge. Don't get worried by it. All for a prelims perspective. Just read it, understand it. Basics of semiconductors, you can get it from your NCERT textbooks or even from the NCERT compilation, which is there in PW's website. It is available for free. So NCERT compilation is available for all those who are asking how to prepare for SSC, how to prepare for NDA, how to prepare for CLAT. First, cover your basic NCERTs. So NCERT reading, again, it's not easy because one sentence alone will have 10, 20 meanings. Multiple questions can come from it. So that is why we are asking you, please visit the PW website. Once visit there, automatically you can get all these textbooks. NCERT compilation textbooks for polity, history, economics, science, environment. It is available there for free. Download it, use it. Whichever exam you're preparing, because ultimately, let me tell you, some questions are bound to come from NCERT, no doubt about it. Others will come from current affairs, some of which will get covered here. So you will be in a safe position. Got the idea, people? Android and earthquake. Android and earthquake simply means Google has come out with a software whereby which earthquake detection can be made. Google's Android Earthquake Alert system launched in 2020 and now active in 98 countries, leverages the accelerometers in Android smartphones to detect earthquakes and provide early warnings. Accelerometers. It was a pre-YQ in prelims, UPSC prelims. What is accelerometer? Ever wondered when you hold a phone like this or you tilt the phone like this, how was the phone getting to know you have tilted it? Because of the accelerometer. The accelerometer is basically detecting the sudden change in the movement. Because you'll be doing it like this, you'll be flicking it. Now again, remember, you would have observed this also again. Sometimes what you do is you do it very slowly, means holding in your hand. You kept the phone like this, slowly you change it. The screen position will not change. Why? Because you have rotated your phone very slowly. But holding your phone straight, you flick it like this to the side. Immediately the screen will become horizontal. Again, flick it back, it will become vertical. Fast if you do. Means it is basically calculating the movement of the phone. The same thing is there even inside your car. That is how airbags are getting deployed. That is the sudden change in velocity they detect. As well as obviously crash is also there. A sudden change in velocity, boom, the airbags gets deployed. Got it? These phones sense the faster P waves, which are the compressional waves. P waves means P waves. All right. It's like it will pull, elongate the building. It will try pulling the building up, then compress back. That means if an earthquake comes, the first P wave when it comes, you will feel somebody from down gave you a punch. One jerk you will feel. That is your P wave. No damage. No damage will be there because it's just a jhatka. The next wave that will come after P wave, that is a secondary wave. That fellow is dangerous. Why? It will come like this. As a result of this motion, the building will now go side to side. This is the secondary wave, dangerous than P wave, can cause damage. After this, there is another one, surface wave. That will take time. P waves will come fast. As soon as you get the P wave, there is only one choice. Get out or get to some safe place. S waves comes, definitely building is going to collapse because no building will be able to absorb this motion. Then last in the list is surface wave. So this will go like this. Surface wave can go even like this. Turning also it will go. Turning as it goes up, causing total damage. P waves, fastest. Secondary wave, S wave, little slow. Surface wave, even more slower. Damage wise, P wave, hardly any damage. Secondary wave, it can cause damage. Surface wave, total damage. By crowdsourcing data from multiple nearby phones. That is, first they will get an alert as soon as primary wave comes. If the phone is on a table, the Google's Android earthquake alert system will detect the primary wave. They'll cross-check it with the other phones in the vicinity, whether other phones also picked it up. That is called crowdsourcing data. Normally it is there even when you are in a traffic. How does the Google know that the entire road in front of you up to 5 kilometers, it is blocked? How does Google get to know? It is from this crowdsourcing. Because whichever person is there, whoever is having a Google or an Android phone, basically, they will pick the signal up that basically the phone is no more moving. Every phone in a particular location is lying there stagnant. From that, they will get to know, okay, it's a traffic block. Same way, if that jhatka, initial jolt, is experienced by all the multiple phones there, they will get to know, okay, it's a primary wave. They will give an alert system, aiming to issue alerts before the arrival of the more destructive S waves, which are also called shear waves. The system does not monitor surface waves, because monitoring surface wave is not easy because it will take time to come. Before that, only better run away, because S waves itself can cause enough damage. Between 2021 and 2024, AEA successfully delivered thousands of warnings, issuing 790 million alerts for over 11,231 events. These includes major earthquakes like those in Turkey, Syria, the Philippines, Nepal, and Turkey, where users received 10 to 60 seconds of crucial warning. Not much, just 1 minute and less than that. Overall, the system has detected over 18,000 earthquakes, with more than 2,000 being strong quakes. AEA provides two types of alerts. Be aware for minor shaking, and take action for stronger shaking. The latter overriding do not disturb settings with an audio warning. That is, even if you have kept a DND setting, but an earthquake is detected, still it will give alarm, light, everything will start coming out. A survey indicated that 79% of 150,000 users found the alerts very helpful, significantly increasing early earthquake warning access from 250 million people in 2019 to 2.5 billion people currently. While the system is highly effective, Google is working on improvements including refining magnitude estimation and issuing faster alerts to prevent warnings from arriving after shaking has begun. They have also identified and are addressing a few false positives. What do you mean by false positives? Caused by phenomena like hurricanes or unrelated phone vibrations. That is, if I keep a phone near an area where train is going on passing, that vibration from the train is also enough what the phone will feel, oh, earthquake has happened. That is called a false positive, because vibration was there, correct. But why is it false? It is not from an earthquake, it is from a moving train. Got the point, people? NISAR, NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar Satellite, a collaborative mission between NASA and ISRO, is set to launch from Sriharikota, India on July 30, 2025 aboard an ISRO GSLV Mark II rocket. It is an advanced Earth-observing satellite weighing 3,000 kilo and costing over 1.5 billion, designed to meticulously study changes across our planet's surface. NISAR is unique as the first major Earth-observing mission to employ a dual-band radar system, L-band and S-band, enabling unprecedented precision in observations. Very, very, very important. Two bands are there, two radar systems are there. L and S. L and S band, when you say, it is a set of frequency actually. frequency it is. Don't need to go into the deep of it. Ka band, Ku band, like that many bands are there, even for telecom, 4G, 5G, etc. Don't go into the range and all. It's basically a set of range of frequencies. So from the space, it will send out this radar signal. And based on what, that is when it hits a mountain, it'll, that signal will be reflected back. So what a mountain will reflect back and what a river water will reflect back, both will be different. Both will be totally different because surfaces are different. So from this, what a forest will reflect back, that will be different. So based on the different types of, excuse me, based on the different types of the radar what we have received, on that basis, I can make what? I can actually start observing the earth. That is the beauty of it. Its synthetic aperture radar technology allows it to see through clouds, smoke, and vegetation. Cloud, smoke, and vegetation. Notice the smoke. Okay. Day or night and in all weather conditions. Any weather, even if it is rainy. It will gather crucial information on solid earth processes like earthquakes, volcanoes, and ground deformation. Very important for India, considering we constantly keep having calamities across Himalayas, Western Ghats. Ecosystem, forest health and habitat. Definitely, we need to maintain at least 33% of forest cover to maintain ecological balance. Ice dynamics, movement of glaciers and ice sheets. Again important because India is going on having incidents of glacial, lake, outburst, flood. Then coastal and ocean processes. Again true because tides, waves, all these you need to predict. Disaster response, floods, landslides, and damage assessment. Agreed again. Additional application, tracking groundwater. Very, very important as we are having a groundwater crisis. Oil reservoirs and infrastructure. What you need to understand here is, you can easily use this for what? Earth observation, right? You can easily use this even to monitor our enemy troops. Where they are, what they are doing. That also you will get it easily. Full topography, right? Correct. Sorry, not enemy troops. 1 minute, 1 minute. It is not enemy troops. Why this is important, I will tell you. Indus Water Treaty we have suspended. Now I need to see what is the quantity of water that is coming into Indus and 5 of its tributaries. If the water quantity is more, what will we do? We will open the dams. Water will flow towards Pakistan. If water is too less, we'll shut the dam. Water will not flow to Pakistan. So easily we get to monitor the water levels, how much water will enter Pakistan or not, that we will get from here. Simple. Flood if I have to monitor, what does it mean? I'm monitoring the river. What else I'm monitoring? Getting the point here. This is the answer to all those people. But USA did not say anything against Pakistan. This is where USA is supporting us. Silently. Silent killer. What's the point here? The mission is planned for 3 years with a design life of at least 5. All collected data will be freely available within hours. After launch, NISAR will enter a sun synchronous polar orbit. What is a polar orbit? Polar orbit generally means if you have the Earth, again I told it in my first class, if this is the Earth, any distance less than 1000 kilometer, if you place a satellite, below 1000 kilometer when you place a satellite, that you call as a polar orbit. You generally keep a satellite in polar orbit when you want to monitor the environment, the landscape, the mountains, the rivers, the climate, the weather, for such things. Even for spying, you use it. Polar orbit. Why? Because the satellite in question can easily cover all the parts of the Earth. All the parts of the Earth very easily. It will be going mostly in a north-south direction. So maybe in 24 hours, at least 15 or 20 times, it will cover the whole of Earth. Easily cover because it's moving in a fast direction. Got the picture here? And what do you mean by sun synchronous polar orbit? Sun synchronous polar orbit means, now if it is night time, okay, I want to click a photo. So I will ask my friend, switch on your camera, na? Switch on the camera light. Let the light fall on my face. And you take the photo from there. I'll tell you to my another friend, you take the photo from there, but you hold the light here. So he will hold the light here, photo will come from there. Same way, in the space, I want always clear photographs. But I cannot go and put a light setup there in space. What is the best thing to do? I will keep my satellite in a sun synchronous polar orbit. Sun synchronous polar orbit means exactly all those areas where sun is shining, where sun is throwing light, those areas will be captured. That is, the satellite's movement is in sync with what is in sync with the sun. It will keep capturing those regions. That is, Earth is rotating. So one part of the Earth is receiving sunlight while other part is in dark. But our polar orbits, our satellite will exactly cover those areas which are lit up by the sun. This part is receiving the sunlight now, correct? And it will keep rotating. So this part, this is where our satellite will be moving around. So whichever part, wherever light is following, only that images will be captured, not the ones in the dark. Got it here? And how does it work? It works by sending out radar waves and measuring the return signals, travel time and phase change. So once you get that input back, what you do is you will club all the radar signals, whatever you have received. You will club it in one big system. You will club it. That will create a very big image of the Earth's surface. To achieve high resolution imaging without a physically massive antenna, SAR mimics a giant one by combining multiple radar pulses as the satellite moves, creating a synthetic aperture. Going on taking, it's like it is going on sending signals. Then whatever signals it receives, multiple signals it will keep getting, right? That we will combine it. The dual band radar system includes L band. Provided by NASA, it uses longer wavelength to penetrate thick forests and soil, ideal for detecting ground deformations globally, operating for up to 70% of each orbit. S band, provided by ISRO. It uses shorter wavelength, better for surface details like crops and water bodies, with planned observations specifically over India for improved biomass and soil moisture measurements, crucial for agriculture, forestry, and disaster management. NISAR's radars use a sweep star design to achieve an ultra-wide 240-kilometer swath width. That is the area scanned per pass. What is the area scanned? For each pass, 240 kilometer. It will provide spatial resolution of 3 to 10 meters and centimeter scale vertical mapping, enabling detection of subtle changes like urban ground sinking. Like I told you, the satellite can easily be used even for what? Spying on any enemy movements. Why? Look at the resolutions here. 3 to 10 meters, up to 3 to 10 meters, you will be able to see. Centimeter scale vertical mapping. Each spot on Earth will be scanned every 12 days. The large 12-meter mesh antenna facilitates these detailed observations. During disasters, NISAR can be rapidly directed to create damage proxy maps within 5 hours. That is to assess the damage. ISRO's contribution, the I-3K spacecraft bus, which is the main body, the entire S-band radar electronics, a high-rate KA band, Ka-band telecom subsystem, and a gym-belt high-gain antenna. Gym belt, it's like a crane facility to move the antenna. NASA's contributions, the complete L-band SAR system, supporting avionics and data storage system. The satellite will be integrated in Bengaluru after the radars are joined at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. After that, integration is in Bengaluru. While main mission operations will be at JPL, daily flight operations will be led from ISRO's facility in Bengaluru. Most of NISAR's substantial daily data, which will be around 3 terabytes, will be received through NASA's near-Earth network facilities, supplemented by ISRO's ground stations in Shadnagar, India, as well as Antarctica. Noted people, prelims important. India's National Remote Sensing Center will then process and distribute the relevant data for Indian users. The limitation and future outlook. While highly capable, NISAR won't achieve full global coverage at its highest resolution in all acquisition modes, particularly above 60-degree latitude, where some observations will be skipped. Additionally, about 10% of the Earth's surface might not be mapped from every direction in a 12-day cycle. That is, some areas you won't be able to cover. You will definitely end up capturing dark areas. It's bound to happen. Then, some areas also will be skipped. That's it. One-liners. Maldives thanks India for economic recovery and liquidity crunch. Meghalaya may follow Goa to make HIV or AIDS test mandatory before marriage. Northeast continues to be, unfortunately, affected by the AIDS burden. Protest and sloganeering not allowed in Madhya Pradesh Assembly. Madhya Pradesh Assembly passed a new law where it said that protest and sloganeering will not be allowed inside the Assembly, which is considered to be a violation of Article 194, raising public issues in the House, according to some legislators. Life in Gurugram hit as police crack on illegal immigrants. That is, illegal immigrants, whoever are there in Gurugram, police have started targeting them. But as soon as police started targeting them, what happened, you know? Most of the rich residential apartments there, they suddenly saw no more security services, no more maid services, no more cleaning services, nothing. Why? Because these illegal immigrants who are come into the country, they were basically doing all these odd jobs. Some of them who are actually not illegal, they are actually legal, but they are scared now because they have come from Assam or they have come from West Bengal, but they don't have any valid documents to prove it. Out of fear, they left the city. As a result of which, the residents' welfare associations in Gurugram basically told, hello, listen, you and your illegal deportation, please put a stop to it. We are unable to survive here. So basically, police have temporarily put a halt to this. Clear? The same issue had happened in USA also. That is, when the USA started tracking down illegal immigrants, what happened? Many of the rich farmers in USA, they suddenly lost people to work in their field. Because these Mexicans, or even Indians for that matter, whoever had entered the country illegally, they were doing all these odd jobs. Digital University Kerala have developed a Kairali AI chip. Government is still silent on judicial reforms. In this session, when it was questioned whether they'll bring any judicial reforms to ensure transparency, government is silent on it. France will recognize Palestine as a state in September. US lifts sanctions on Myanmar military junta and its allies. Coral reefs saw 50% reduction in Lakshadweep. The OECD's Global Plastic Outlook report in 2022 projects that plastic consumption will more than double in sub-Saharan Africa by 2060. The OECD report projects plastic consumption will triple in Asia by 2060. OECD report projects plastic consumption will grow by only 15% in Europe. So 15%. Lowest is where? 15% in Europe, 100% in Sub-Saharan Africa, triple. So, okay, leave. Double and triple we'll write. Double in Africa, triple in Asia. In India, the informal sector, including rag pickers and sorters, is responsible for collecting and processing 70% of recycled plastic. High vitamin D levels can lower the risk of attention deficit hyper disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and depression. That it simply means drink your milk. Number 1. Number 2, get sunlight. If this sunlight part you're not able to get, because obviously here in Bangalore, it's been days since we saw the sun. The next option is what? Take vitamin D tablets. Taking vitamin D tablets is good. It will cure a lot of things. If you're feeling very low, not feeling like studying, you're feeling very like dull and all that, there is a very good chance that your vitamin D levels will be very low. Do yourself a favor, go to some nearby clinic and get your vitamin D levels checked. Even though India is a tropical country, we receive plenty of sunlight. We actually have the highest percentage of people with vitamin D deficiency. And you won't believe, Europe on a comparative basis, if you see, Europe has very good vitamin D level. Why? As well as Americans. Because they do something called as sun bath. Wearing just their undergarments, they'll just go and lie in the sun. Because you're supposed to expose your thigh, your upper body, even your back to the sunlight. That is when vitamin D gets synthesized naturally in your body. We generally don't do that here. If you do that, even in your terrace also, people will think that you're gone mad. So get yourself checked up. If you're actually feeling low, suddenly you're not feeling any energy, you're feeling very sad unnecessarily, nothing is going wrong in your life, you're just not having interest, there is a 90% chance that vitamin D levels are very low in your body. Finally, public administration related, traders in Karnataka drop protest plan after state government says it will not collect GST arrears. Classic example of public opinion again. And once again, a victory of what? Victory of values over fact. It is a fact that most of the traders were actually running businesses above 40 lakh, above 50 lakh, etc. So ideally, they are supposed to pay the tax, but they are not paying. And fearing that there will be a protest from their side, Karnataka government told, okay, listen, we will take all the notices back, but you will have to register yourself with the GST department and start paying the taxes. Supreme Court wraps Telangana government over tree felling. Case of judicial activism, which is good. In a good sense, it is. Ensure temple car in Tamil Nadu village passes through streets with SC residents, that is scheduled caste residents, during festivals. High Court. Again, trying to ensure social justice. Even in this 21st century, people from the SC community are very badly treated by the general category. So this is also another good example of judicial activism. That's my Telegram channel where you can reach out to me for any queries or any doubts. And with that, we come to an end of our discussion here. Can you bring back the chat section here, admin? Please switch on the chat section. Let us look into the queries of students now. personality development and preparation for UPSC has nothing to do with each other. You are interested, and if you are ready to take the keep a disciplined timetable, Anirban, then you will be able to handle it. That is the point here. India's largest export is Canada, then USA. Are you sure? What guarantees success? Nothing. Success, failure are all very relative terms. Success compared to what? Compared to whom? You got a rank, somebody didn't get a rank. Does that mean you're successful? No. Success and failure both are a state of mind. So if you feel you're a success, you're a success. If you feel you're a failure, you're a failure. So a guy now committed suicide from his Pune from his office, saying that he's not a good son. So he was having a job, he is having a job, he is earning. There are thousands of people out there who are not having a job in their hand. So if they don't have a job, but they are alive, so are they successful? He had a job, he killed himself. So is he a failure? Very relative these words are. Stop attaching too much of importance to such words. How much minimum time is needed? Apurva, there is nothing called as a minimum time. What you need is discipline, cover all the syllabus, cover your optional subject. That is what is important. UPSC 2027, Rayappa Manashetty. Rayappa, please tell me exactly what is your confusion. Just simply saying a word confusion, I won't be able to help you. Somehow supporting for, nothing like that. Any South Indian guys here, yes sir. Please tell us about Thailand and Colombia, well, I think it is also important. We will see it, Nisha, because as of now, let it continue a little further. We need conclusions, not that always we need immediately when a news come, it is not necessary that immediately we should read it. We should wait, at least something happens. AI chirally chip, they have only developed it. We are expecting future things. Future things will have to wait. Communication skill can only be improved by talking. You cannot. Motivation is just like hunger. You cannot stay hungry for too long, right? You will have to eat food. That is with motivation. What you need is discipline. You're not well, also you open your book and study. Simple. Love you too, Aman. I don't remember my main score, Akash, but I remember my interview score. It was 187 out of 225. No, the crises have reduced actually between Maldives and India. Not exactly, Anshika. We are not plundering it. But let me tell you, behind every such satellite launches where you can literally calculate the forest, the rivers, etc., definitely there is what? There is a security angle to it. So you can write the NISAR point, that is satellites like NISAR is out there, not only to give us data about the about our geography, but also it can help us in espionage related activities. Should a new aspirant change target exam due to the recent news? Vivek, let me be very honest here. As far as the SSC exam is concerned, it is one exam which cannot be relied on. Because many a times, this is not the first time, repeatedly, because even when I attempted SSC back in 2017 SSC's results came in 2019. Appointment order came in 2020. Getting the point here. So always this used to happen. With SSC, this is always the case. I would just tell you this much. Whatever preparation you're doing for SSC, please use that same set of preparation. Use it in other areas. Banking, railways, RBI Grade B exam. Try cracking it. RBI Grade B exam is called the Civil Services of Banking. So if you crack that, it will be good for you. Glad to know that. How to shut the inner voice while we are studying. Focus on what you're studying. My expiration. Guru Raj, I don't know when I will expire. Once I expire, I will let you know. Generally 1 year. You too, Lucky Sinha. QET. Analyze the question paper first, Aman, and see how many questions have come from general awareness. Then you will get an idea. Harsh, if you're doing jobs in sales, first finish off the syllabus. Anybody who is working out there, you're planning to give your attempt. My first and only rule is don't leave your job. Especially if you're a boy, don't leave your job. Unfortunately, not only in our country, but in the entire world, a man's value is determined by how much money he earns. Please understand that. So what you do is be in the job, get all the materials, get all the content, get all the coaching, whatever you need, get it done first. That is the most important thing. Get the materials ready. Optional, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, essay, prelims, get everything ready. Then once it is ready, all you need to do is now what? Revision. Then do the revision, then give your attempt. Whenever you feel, okay, now I have done my revision, everything properly, I've analyzed the PYQs of prelims as well as mains from 2013 onwards, then go and give your attempt. Others, you have to keep writing it. That is the only thing. Stopping overthinking, nothing to do, just stay busy. Just stay busy in your life. Keep a proper timetable, take out time for your workouts, stick to your schedule. Keep yourself so busy that as soon as you hit the bed, you should go off to sleep. That is the only indicator that you're having a productive day. Glad to know that, Lakshmi. 1 year's current affairs. How can I learn English? Like I've kept on answering this, Devyanshi. It is already done and dusted. Earlier classes also I have told. Keep using the language. That is the only way. Glad to know that, Manat. Rajveer, 20-year-old guy, lakhs per annum. See, money is never sufficient for anything. How much ever you can earn, the better. So what I would tell you is, even if you start very small. So when my wife started working, her monthly salary was 15,000. When she started part-time. Sorry, just 12,000. When she started initially. Later, now today, she's working with a corporate company. Her salary is more than 1 lakh. So that is the point here. You stay consistently when you are working. So you may be starting out as a sales, somebody as a, maybe in the sales team. You may feel, oh, sales is not such a nice thing. But eventually you will get promoted. You will get experience. You will also get the experience of dealing with people, handling people, which is really needed in a civil servant. Even when you go to an interview, you need to understand and analyze, okay, this one is good. That person there, he's not so great. This analysis you should be able to do. Okay, I should be careful with that fellow. This female here at the center, she looks a little kind. This you can get only from real life experience. No classroom, no coaching academy will be able to train you for that. And that is what you really need. When you see a person, you should be able to make an analysis. LLB plus UPSC, how to manage. Give maximum importance to your LLB, nothing else. Glad to know that, Ishika. Sonali, please focus on your school days, ma'am. Don't start UPSC so early. Glad to know that, Lucky. God bless you. Yes, Telegram channel पे notes मिलेंगे जरूर. There is nothing about time. It is all about consistency. See, consistency means even if you're doing something for 2 hours very regularly, every day, 2 hours regularly, I'm telling you, you will have a greater chance of clearing any exam than a person who does 12 hours one day, next day they will do 14, third day, fourth day, it will be 0. And they feel it is okay. 2 days I studied so much, right? It's okay. But once you take a break from your studies, the problem is getting back to studies is not easy. It is always difficult. So ensure that you maintain at least a minimum consistency. Why am I putting 2 hours? Minimum start with 2 hours. Then slowly push it to 2.5. Slowly push it to 3. See how consistent you can be. Don't take any break. No breaks. That you're not going to do. Got the point here? See, Anvesh Bharadwaj, whether 14, 15 years will have an advantage, don't have an advantage, it again depends. Because ultimately, let me tell you, the main idea here is emotional quotient. When you look at a question paper, be it your prelims or mains, or when you go to the interview board, how cool you are, how calm you are, how composed you are, that matters a lot. I still remember when I went for my interview board, I was able to hear my heartbeat. I'm not joking. I was able to hear my heartbeat. And I knew I'm becoming nervous. What I did next, even today when I think about it, I end up smiling. The reason is, so this peon came and told, okay, it's your turn now. Come and stand here. So I went and stood waiting outside for that bulb to turn green. I'm standing there. I know my heart is beating real fast. I can feel the heat in Delhi winter. I can feel that I'm already sweating. So what I did, I immediately grabbed the peon's hand and I started asking, हाँ भैया और फिर क्या हाल है, घर में कौन कौन है, क्या है, कितने बच्चे हैं, अरे 2 बच्चे हैं आपका, बढ़िया भैया बढ़िया, और फिर आप ये काम के अलावा और क्या काम करते हैं. I started a conversation with the peon. The peon had that most bewildering expression on his face because he was like, why is this fellow asking my entire details? And shakal se to kami nahi dikhta hu. So what happened is he was getting a little scared of me. But what I did was I started talking. So I slowly started taking it out, taking my stress out, and talking to him. Then when he said, "Aha, aapki turn aa gaya," like that I entered the interview hall. So when I entered only, because I was talking already, it became very easy for me as soon as I entered to give it in full swing. That is, I went full throttle. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sirs. So anybody who hears it, they'll feel, wow, what a confidence. Wow, fantastic. They'll get that image. They'll get that impression. My heart is beating like a scared bird. Only I know it and God knows it. Outside, I have created this image that, I am superb confident. I know everything under the sun. Only I and God know the truth. But who cares? So these are things which you will get only from experience. Understand that experience matters. So school, college, you should make friends. You should take part for your culturals. You should take part for your sports activity. Parallelly do other things. And life becomes more interesting only when it is busy, people. Only when it is busy. Otherwise, it is not going to actually, help anyone. See, how to stop distraction, how to be disciplined, how to get motivation. This clearly tells that you are not interested in whatever you're doing. If you're interested in whatever you're doing, whatever it is, you will end up doing it. And in this current world, let me tell you, there are plenty of distractions. The current generation is surrounded by distractions, one way or the other. There is only distraction charo taraf, everywhere. So the individual who actually stays out of it, even if he's doing only 1 hour of any work, maybe writing a novel, reading a book, or maybe practicing dance, martial arts, yoga, or preparing for UPSC, a musical instrument, anything, they will win. Minimal effort is enough. Because the competition, the rest of the world, is actually caught up in distraction. This individual is not bothered. So automatically, they will end up cracking or clearing or achieving whatever they want. And then these people who are surrounded by distraction, they will tell what? Oh, Life is unfair. That fellow was lucky. Why only me? Oh God. This is the story of these people who are distracted. So you decide where you want to be. You have to be the deciding factor of your life. Nobody can help you. You have to save yourself. Don't expect that, okay, watch a few motivational videos or read a few motivational books, then you will be disciplined. No, you have to do it. Only you can do it. Nobody else can come and do it for you. Expecting somebody else to do it for you is only because you are still a child. A child thinks like that. Mummy or Papa will come to save me. A man or woman takes control of their life. So decide whether you are a child, that means an Amul baby, or whether you are a man or a woman. Pankaj, there is nothing called as a time and all. You pursue, however, you must do consistent preparation. That is what is most important. We'll have to wait for that. Whoever has asked that other question, we'll have to wait for that because that matter is still sub judice. We'll have to wait for a final conclusion. मुस्कान, भगवान उसी को प्रॉब्लम्स में डालते हैं जो उसे झेल सकते हैं. It is slightly different there. जो अपने कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर जाते हैं, बस उसी को प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. Getting the point here. Waking up at 5, it's not easy. Working out every day, it's not easy. Eating healthy, it's not easy. Staying consistent and disciplined is not easy. Anything good or nice in life is not easy. Everything bad in life, waking up late, eating junk food, not drinking water and destroying your kidneys, not at all having any commitment towards anything, that will just destroy your life and the people around you. Silently it will do all the work. But any other thing you're doing, you need to actually put yourself out there. Like I myself, I know many people are there who will comment against me in the chat section. Oh, he is this, he is that, he is trying to do marketing, he's trying to do this, etc. There are many who will comment it. But I'm ready to take it because that is a price I have to pay. So for anything that you do, there is a positive to it, there is a negative to it. But you decide what positive you want or whether you want the negative. Because if you stay disciplined, if you stay consistent, you change your life and the people around you. You don't stay disciplined, you don't stay motivated. Trust me, no matter whose son you are, daughter you are, your own family will first see you as a burden. Your own family first. Then the society, your relatives, everybody. Muhammad Amir. See, again, most of you, let me tell you, I want to be the youngest officer. I want to be maybe crack in my first attempt. These are all your wrong priorities. The correct priorities will be get the prelims syllabus covered along with the PYQs. Then mains syllabus covered along with the PYQs. Then your optional, your essay. This is the first and foremost thing that you need to do. That is, even I have a friend, every year he will say, since the time Amir Khan came out with his Gajini, he will say, this time I'm going to make six-pack. This time I will make six-pack. But what he was doing was, when he was saying this, he was sitting in front of a bucket filled with KFC chicken. Bucket. Single-handedly is finishing it. So goal is there. Goal is there. Oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. Where is the effort? Where is the effort? You're all focused on, okay, man bhavar utte, man taris utte, that this utte and that utte. I will put Instagram video. I will come out in slow motion. I will hire a PR team. Blah, 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 blah. This is what you're all targeting from now. The real target should be, I will finish prelims syllabus. I will analyze the PYQs from 2013. I will complete the main syllabus. I will do the answer writing for the questions from 2013. I will do the same exercise for my optional and the PYQs from 2013. Similarly for essay from 2013. This, if you complete, then there is a chance for you to clear. Without doing this, simply trying to manifest youngest officer, you do bhajan means maybe you can try become some Baba, as an alternate career, because this is India. One of the best option available is become a Baba. Zero investment, easy money. Sahil, my confidence, what you see here, I'm being very honest with you. I've been only through failures in my life. Please understand. So, वो होते हैं ना, एक बार आदमी को उठाया, पहले बार जब बीच समंदर में गहरा, एकदम गहरा है, आप वहां पर जाकर एक आदमी को डाला, पहले बार डर जाएंगे, दूसरे बार डर जाएंगे, तीसरे बार डर थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा, चौथे बार अगेन कम हो जाएगा, 10वीं बार when somebody is going to take and going to throw in deep sea, which is very very deep, what will be the reaction? ज्यादा से क्या, यहां तो डालने वाला ना, डाल तू, मुझे क्या? That will be the attitude. So after a point of time, you will come to this grand realization that nobody is going to think about you. Nobody will consider you if you are a burden, if you are a failure. Salman Khan's movie Sikandar got released. It was a pathetic movie. We all knew it. From the trailer itself, many of us knew it. It is a pathetic movie. Did we keep thinking about it? Did we keep discussing about it? No. We knew it was a pathetic movie. Say, bakwas movie hai. End of the story. But at the same time, when Tiger got released, and Sultan got released, we kept talking about it. Some of us even went and watched it once or twice. People will think about you more when you succeed. According to them, their definition of success, that is, you have a job, you are respected, people know you, your relatives especially, they consider that as a success. You're managing your own affairs, you're not depending on your family, they consider it as success. So that happens, and they will talk about you then. But if you're a failure, you're not doing anything, then obviously what will happen is you will be that passing mention during a wedding or during somebody's death. So you want people to talk about you, grow in your life. Grow in your life to such a level where you don't have time to worry about चार लोग क्या कहेंगे. वक्त नहीं है मेरे पास. I don't have the time. And for me also, frankly, from a personal level, I'm telling you, I don't have time to waste on what people will think about me. I only worry about what my wife will think. That's it. Because she is the one who is living with me. I am worried about her opinion only. Other than that, I'm not worried about anybody else's opinion. That looks like confidence to you. That's the difference. That's the thing. That looks like confidence. And another thing is, I'm not so young. I'm 38 years old. I will turn 38 this year. So obviously, life has given me the jhatkas for a long time. So that is the reason. Mehendi, that is the way. First, learn to respect money. That is what you are on the right track already. Jayashree, we can cover monthly CA without covering daily news. It is possible. My study schedule later and all, it became a little desperate. I used to wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. 3:30 a.m. in the morning. For prepare for PABAD, then do SSC. It was pretty crazy it was. Normal English is enough. My God. See, giving it a try is not at all, giving anything a try in life is not a bad idea. Try it. Try everything in life. I mean, everything that is legal and ethical. All right, you have a feeling that, okay, I want to give a shot at UPSC, definitely give it. But I will say, be it UPSC, be it SSC, be it your QET, be it NDA, Be it any government exam out there. Your life is bigger than all these exams put together. So whatever it is, if you're in college right now, your first target is get good marks in your college, get into a decent job. Let it be whatever passion fruit, this is my passion, this is my motivation, all that I will agree. But whatever it is, ultimately you need to have money in your hands. सपनों के पीछे अगर भागना है या फिर सपना के पीछे भागना है, खुद के कमाए हुए 4 नोट पॉकेट में होना जरूरी है. Always remember that you need money ultimately for your own minimal expense. 10,000 घर से लेने से बेहतर है 1,000 रुपए माँ के हाथ जाकर दे. अम्मा जस्ट कीप इट अम्मा, इट्स फ्रॉम माई सैलरी, अभी बस इतना ही दे पाऊंगा, इससे ज्यादा आगे बाद में. डू दैट, कीप इट इन माइंड. क्लियर? Enjoy your school days, man. Remember the auntie CDS. It's the same questions, people. Changes will happen. UPSC will have to update because there are so many academies in the country. UPSC has no other choice. SSC journey, it was pretty much simple. Practicing maths, practicing English. That's it. Keep practicing, nothing else. As many questions as possible. Revision, not month. Every day should be revision. Good night, Mohammed. I'm in Bangalore. जिंदगी आपको मेलोडी, अरे यार, जिंदगी जिंदगी बना दिया है ऐसे एटीट्यूड, हार हार के. I think it's now the repeated things. Sir, आपके what is your birthday? So what is daily routine one should follow? See, there is no daily routine. Like I told you, first take care of your own life, people. Start with your body, start with your diet, start with your sleep. This much you do first. This you are able to do a decent job. You can do anything in life. All right. So let's call it a day, people. Take care. Good night.